Thank you so much for being here with us today, Valerie. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just basking and sitting in gratitude for being in this space. And thank you for everything you do for our community and beyond. And I'm just excited to have this conversation with you.
Now, I know that you are one part, Valerie, of a super powerhouse team, which we cannot wait to have the both of you back on the podcast again. Tell us a little bit about the company that you're a part of.
Yeah, so we started Raíces Media 4 years ago. Raíces means roots in Spanish because what we specialize in is really tapping into the roots and the core at the core of who our clients are and allowing them to bloom in the digital space. So we do everything from social media management to strategy to event to creative direction. And this year, we're also hoping to launch a digital magazine. So obviously, I'm one part. Jelly, my sister-in-law, is the other part. And we've been serving over 30 brands from different industries. So we have worked with lawyers, financial advisors, more creative brands like beauty brands, and so on. And truly, it has been such a blessing to be able to inspire people to get in front of the camera and to take up space.
And I love having you on here. I have to say this. I love that we both have media companies, and you and Jelly have such a collaborative spirit. I think I see the way you guys are moving in our community, in the world, in the world and realm of women entrepreneurs, and I think it's beautiful. And so I just want to honor you all for that collaborative spirit that you have. And I probably got wind of you guys, maybe I want to say 2.5 years ago. I think I was at a conference, a mom conference. Oh my God,
Virtual Collective.
Virtual Mom Collective. Thank you.
I
And
think
you
I
guys were
remember.
there, and I bought a shirt from you guys.
Yeah, I think I remember because we also have another business called Posh Palma Styles, which is a lifestyle branding community that we also created 4 years ago. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like one business was feeding the other business. And that's how we were doing really good with the social media for the store. People were reaching out of like who's managing the store social media. It was us. And the next thing you know, we had two businesses going for us that were somehow interconnected, but also had their own identities.
Hmm.
Um, and I think the synergy and that speaks volume, right? About being able to tap into your greatness and into your skill set, and then marrying and working in collaboration. Because we're like that, not just in business, but also in life.
Hmm.
That's just the way that we roll.
Yeah. And I think it's because my take is that it might be because of the Dominican roots. I think Dominicans have a strong sense of collaboration. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think that what a really funny childhood memory that I have is that I used to walk to school, right, from my grandparents' house, and it was like I would say like a 40-35 minute walk, right? And I recall growing up and stopping at random houses asking for water as a kid because I was thirsty and I was a kid and I was walking home, and it was hot outside. And the thought of you doing that, it's weird, like why would you stop in a random house and like ask for water? You don't know, like, but at that point, at the time that I was growing up in Dominican Republic, that wasn't even a question. The fact that you can just ask and people are just generally going to support you, it's something that is literally ingrained in the way that I was raised. When my cousins come over, we all sleep together in one bed. We all share our clothes with each other. And I didn't know that it was rare and different until I came to the United States when I was a junior in high school, right? Like my friends and my peers would see the way that I would move and they would be like, what is wrong with you? You guys are too much. And I'm like, there's no such thing as too much in this
Mhm.
family, right? Um, And I think that I want to be able to portray that not just to my friends and my peers, but also our clients, right? Like I want my clients to understand that here we're family. Like you can call me. Yeah, boundaries are important, contracts are important. I already went through all the legalities and all that stuff that you need
Hmm.
to have to run a business, right? Like we did that.
Yeah.
But that at the core of who we are family. And I love being in business with family, which is also a different perspective of,
Very, very different perspective, right? So I grew up in a family business as well, doing like the marketing, branding. This is before websites and social media were a thing. Like I grew up in that as a kid in my family's business. And I have to say that I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Dominicans.
I love it.
Because one of my most favorite people in life who is not here with us anymore, but one of my favorite women in life is my best friend who also has your name, Valerie, and her sisters, Jennifer and Stephanie. Shout out to them. I've known them the longest in my life, and their mom, Dulhis, was like the core of my childhood. So
Oh,
like she just poured so much love into us and into me. I spent so much time at their house growing up. And so it was really just always family oriented with her. She let everybody come to the house. She was always feeding everybody,
that's how it
just
is.
really family oriented.
I love that. And I think that like it's like when you look back at your inner child, you're still that person. And like that woman plays such a crucial role in your upbringing. And today we're honoring her on this episode too, because you can see, like, even the way that you came up to me and I came up to you, like, you just feel it.
Yeah.
That's not something that you can go to, I don't know, Target and purchase. That's something
Ooh.
that's ingrained, right? Like it's ingrained. You cannot go to the CVS pharmacy and get, right, a 2 pounds of that. That is
Mm-mm.
something that is part of us. And that's why the word raíces has such a big impact on everything I do. It's like my stamp. Anywhere I go, anything, I always have to remember where I come from and the people that have been there supporting me, because we're not self-made, right? Like we're community made, family made, sisterhood made. And for me, that is like so, so crucial.
Your message when you speak, I feel like people can really feel it. Like they're like we're not self-made, we are community made. We are family made. We are sisterhood made. Like the things that come out of your mouth, Valerie, I just know, and I'm pretty sure it translates to other people. I just know it's coming from a place so deeply rooted that it's like untouchable, right? It's really untouchable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that because I have experienced moments where I have been forced to dim my light, I have been able to bring myself back so many times that I think I have mastered it by now.
Mm,
Um, I got knocked down last year with something very personal. And I think that was like the tipping point of my life where I really mastered coming back home and understanding that I'm home.
mm.
So being able to pull her back from there, um, and then honoring everything that I bring to the table, like my wholeness into my entire existence and the way that I move and the things that I love and the way that I am. Like, I think me coming back to me and understanding the whole package and then falling in love with the whole package, that has been a journey. And I think that's why, like, I'm standing on my feet, but I'm here right now. Like
Yeah.
for me right now, this box right here is the most important conversation and moment in my life because that's where I'm at right now. This is
Hmm.
what we got. You and I against the world right now. And the audience.
I love it. I love it. And speaking to that whole package, Fast forward, that's how I caught up with you again in person, was at the Yes We Can conference with Michelle Brown, another one of our podcast
Beautiful.
guests. And you were giving us a conversation, a speech, an engaging interaction. It didn't even feel like it was a speech or anything. It felt like we were right there with you. I think we all could place ourselves in that moment with you as a fly on the wall. And you were telling us about a story where a time where another woman was telling you that you were taking up too much space. Can you revisit that with us? Because it really blew me away.
Yeah, so I was it was we were getting to the summertime, and obviously during my college year I was juggling multiple jobs, but I came across another job opportunity on campus, and because I'm such a overachiever, I was like, you know what, let me go for it. So I walk into this room and it turned out to be a group interview, and for me that was shocking because it was the first time me doing a group interview where they had us do different activities and we were all learning together and like building things. And I had such a great time, and I felt like everyone else felt seen, right, and respected and valued, that I
Hmm.
walked out of that interview. And in my mind, I was like, that job is mine. And if it's not, I had a great time. So a couple of days after, I get a call into her office. We're gonna call her Ashley because I'm not gonna reveal her name, but Ashley calls me and she says, "Come into the office. I want to speak with you." So obviously, I am a positive person, so I walk into the office and I'm like, "I got this." Like I wasn't thinking anything negative because I'm like, they're gonna send me an email if I didn't get a job. So when I sat there, as I was staring at her, and remind you, I learned English like 2 years before that. Like I was still trying to learn the language. I was studying political science. Like, I had situationships with like my father, the father figures in my life, like my mom. Like I had, when you look at a person, they have all of this. They're the whole package, and you do not know what that person sitting in front of you is going through. So she literally looked at me and she said, Valerie, do you know you take up too much space? And I just stayed quiet and I looked at her and she said, do you know you take up too much space? Do you know that? And I was shaking because I was like, I'm trying to keep my head above the wall. Like I'm trying right now. I'm just being able to realize that I can actually communicate efficiently. And now that I know how to, I'm not going to shut my mouth. Like that was kind of what the thoughts that were going through my head. Um, and obviously that really marked a moment in my life because after that, I went into a shadow and I was living my life. And I was asking people around my circle, like, this is what I think about that. And like questioning so many layers of my identity and who I am and what I've been through. And eventually she called me back because she gave me the job, which is funny. And obviously I chose not to take it because I wasn't going to partake in a culture like that. But that moment was major because not only did I learn that I'm meant to hold down the mic, but I'm meant to also pass it on to my fellow sisters. And for me, that is power. And that's the thought that I always keep coming back to. It's being a vessel of growth, gratitude, and grace. First, you're gonna grow through the situation. You're gonna struggle through it. You're not gonna want to be in that situation. But eventually you'll experience gratitude for everything that has happened, and at the end, you will glow like you never have before. And I think that that whole journey has taught me a lot. And that's why I believe so strongly about the importance of taking up space. And that doesn't mean being the loudest in the room. That just means being authentic and staying true to your raíces, to your roots at the core of who you are, and owning that. That's how I envision taking up space, and that's what I've been trying to do, and inspire other women to do the same.
Yeah. Such a powerful story. See, it got me all choked up again. And I think the reason why it chokes me is one, because I've been there. when somebody says something to you and doesn't realize, like, you're not just speaking to me, you're speaking to all 40 years of me. You're speaking to all 30 years of me, all 15 years of me. You have no clue what I've been through. You don't have any clue what happened to me before breakfast this morning.
Mhm.
And you're projecting your thoughts about your reality into my reality, like how you see it onto me.
Yeah.
And I always think about this, like, why do people really think before they speak?
But that's why, like, there's so many common things that if we were to apply, and obviously we're constantly like a work in progress, but just having empathy, right? Like, she was a Latina woman. She was a woman of color. I looked up to this woman, right? Like, she was leading the multicultural department. And it's like also understanding of like who's holding the seat, who's holding the door.
Hmm.
We got to put more people holding that door that are that want to create more spaces for people that look like us. And it's like, what do we need to do to hold the door? And that's why I wake up at 5 in the morning. That's why I work hard. Like, that is my friend always asks me, like, so you have a business and you wake up and you like you have a schedule? And I'm like, yeah. But it's because of that, because I want to be able to hold the door, to open it up to my people. And for me, like, that is the greatest satisfaction when I'm able to do that, you know? And like, then if we have to remove the people that are holding the doors that are not meant to be holding, we're doing that too, because
Yes.
we're not just being nice, you know? We're taking up space.
Yes, girl. I think there's just so many things I love about you. And I think a part of it too is that when I see you and when you speak, it just reminds me of me. And it reignites and sparks like a younger me in me. And I just love to see it. It's like seeing myself. I get so excited. Okay. So, are you an only child or
So I actually have a very interesting, I would say, dynamic with like siblings and family. At first, I thought it was very dysfunctional, but now I'm actually embracing it. So I'm gonna take us a little bit back so you can
Mhm,
understand the full concept. But I was born in Providence, Rhode Island. My mom had single mom, um, and then three older kids. So I have my oldest brother, Gabriel, my middle brother, Michael, and then my youngest brother, Brian, and then it's me.
mhm,
So I always like to joke with my mom that I'm like the last one, the only queen, the princess, the last kid she had, and then it was me, you know. But at the age of 2 years old, my mother was actually undocumented for many years in this country. And what she did is that she had no choice but to send me to Dominican Republic, where I stayed until like I came back when I was like 11, but then I went back. So I stayed in Dominican Republic for good until I was 15. So I actually saw my mom for the first time when I was 11 because eventually
mhm,
she was able to get her papers. So I'm not an only child. I have three older siblings, but then I also have a brother because we're cousins, but we grew up together in Dominican Republic named Edwin. So I would say, obviously, that dysfunctionality and like being able to like meeting my mom at the age of 11. I met my oldest brother when I was 11 too. And if you look at all of us now, you would never in your life think that you we had so many years of separation. Like, I have no childhood memories of me and my siblings from the US, barely any, because we were all separated. But my mom had no choice, right? Like, she was here juggling multiple jobs, undocumented, working in the restaurant industry, factories, and all that stuff. Um, and eventually, I decided to come back to the States and pursue a higher education. So that's where I was a junior in high school. I love school. So I did junior and senior year of high school in the US, and then obviously college here as well.
Do you think your upbringing, your mom being here in the US, you're in the DR, do you think that that has anything to do with this duty that you feel to open the door and pass the baton to others, especially women?
Absolutely. I feel like I had a lot of acceptance to do growing up and understanding that like it was meant to be like that. But also coming to this country, like I was baffled by the amount of opportunities that I feel like people had here. Like I could go to an after school program and take a cooking class. Like I didn't do any extracurricular activities growing up because we didn't have the means to do that, you know, when the way that I was raised in the art. Like I remember going to a violin class. They were doing like this free class in the art. And I was like, I'm gonna go. I want to learn how to play an instrument. And when I went and I was like, wow, I love this. And then they told me the price. And I was like, that's it. There goes my dream out the window. I can't afford that. So I'm not doing that, you know? So I feel like me being serving as a bridge between these two identities and these two worlds that means so much to me um, has truly pushed me to want to be able to pay it forward to others because I maximize every opportunity when I came here. I was part of like all the school programs. I was in the student government. I did the most, and I didn't even speak the language, you know? So it's like, how can I multiply that effect to other people that also have dream and aspirations, but sometimes don't have not even the means, sometimes don't have the vision. And I think like I lack vision and means, but eventually I got vision. And when I got the vision, it's over because I'm coming for you. You know, like I'm gonna do it.
Ah,
I'm gonna
I
do
love
it.
it so much. Valerie, what's your sign?
I'm a Cancer. I cried a
You
lot.
are a
Very
Cancer.
family. Yes, July 17th.
Wow.
Um,
Interesting. Cancer. So your birthday is coming up soon.
my birthday's coming up. I'm turning 26. So that's for me is huge. And yeah, I'm a Cancer. Like I'm very family driven, loyal to my people. I take
You're
things like,
a fire. You're a summer sign, but you're not a fire sign.
no, I'm
You're
a
air.
water. But it's
Water.
like my sun is a fire sign, and then my moon is
Yes.
an earth sign. So my sun is on Sagittarius, which is
Hmm.
extremely me, and then my moon is on Taurus, which
Where is Leo in your chart?
so I don't know. I have to look into that, but I probably have a lot of Leo in me.
You're reminding me of a Leo girl, I'm telling you. I'm in August. So I think that summer babies tend to have like this sort of like you can't play. Like we say things like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, that is
And
such
we
a
mean
great.
it.
But it's because we also see it as like there's no plan B. And I think that obviously that comes with a lot of healing that needs to get done because trust me, like I'm so hard on myself. Um, but I'm embracing grace now. I'm just entering this soft girl era because I've been really hard on me. I worked to the point that like I have, you know, hitting rock bottom. Like I've been there before. And like my mom recently left her job and now I don't want her to work anymore. And I'm taking that upon myself that I really want to be able to provide to this woman because she was undocumented on this country for almost 19 years. She did the most for us to be able to be where we're at. And I'm just so thankful to her. So I take things very seriously and I'm very intentional with my relationships and I'm very intentional with my life.
Yeah.
I'm deep. I'm not a surface level type of girl. Like we're chatting, we're going deep. And like that comes with the ups and downs, you know, but I'm leaning to embracing it more like never before.
How does taking up space help you achieve all of this? So you were told you taking up too much space, but you were like, I don't care. I'm gonna embrace this if I'm too much, I'm using it to my advantage, even though I disagree. But how does that help you achieve and accomplish your mission and goals.
Yeah, I think as a business owner, it has helped me a lot because I have this strong philosophy that it's only awkward if you make it awkward. And I learned that because again, I was, debating in college this crazy terms where I barely spoke the language. So there was a lot of times where I would say words that people did not understand. People would laugh a lot at me, and I had to learn how to be okay with the awkwardness because it's not awkward for me, you know? So as a business owner, it has helped me get clients. It has helped me get into rooms that maybe I wouldn't have had the opportunity to get into the rooms. And really adapting this mentality of like, not so much what's the worst thing that can happen, but what's the best thing that can happen.
Mhm.
What is the best case scenario? I think failure is gonna come regardless. It's gonna happen. It's life. You're gonna have moments of joy. You're gonna have moments of sadness. And I went through a sad era. Right now, I'm not in my sad era. I'm in a happy era. But the sad one might come, and that's okay. So me being able to say, I am here. Let me take advantage of these opportunities because I'm gonna lose a client. I'm not gonna get there on time. That is gonna happen, and adding that extra layer of softness to my life as I'm navigating and taking up the space, right? There's gonna be times where you're not gonna feel so confident, but there's gonna be times where you're gonna feel so damn confident and you're gonna land all the clients and you're gonna manifest everything you want. Even me being here, right, today with you, when you reached out, it was a sign from God telling me that I need to put myself more in these spaces and I'm in a state of receiving. So I would say to kind of bring it all to center is taking up space is your birthright. You are entitled to that shit. And if you don't do that, you're doing a disservice to God, to whatever you believe in, to your family, to your ancestors. And that's how I go about it. Like I'm here and this is my birthright and I deserve the good things. I deserve to be sharing my story. But again, that takes a lot of unlearning and a lot of learning to do. So be patient with yourself as you're navigating this.
You know what fascinates me about people who choose to be the 1%, right? So a lot of times people associate the 1% with the wealthy, but of every subset of people or of every characteristic or of everything, there is a 1%. There is a top level, right? So it's not just the 1%, meaning the rich and wealthy. So with all of the things that you have traveled through, you could have chosen to be the other 99%,
Mhm.
right? You could have chosen to say, I'm gonna be a victim. I'm gonna, have myself suffer. I'm not gonna come to this country and um, choose to take advantage of every opportunity. Instead, I'm gonna sulk and I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna whine and I'm gonna see the bad instead of the best. Like, sometimes that happens to us. Why
Absolutely.
did you choose such to be such a powerhouse and inspiration versus choosing the other?
Yeah, I think that obviously I went through my moments where I victimized myself. I think that you have to be there to be here. So like I was there, right? Like I went through my phase, but I
Hmm.
think understanding that this is bigger than me, for me, that is shocking. Like I have to do this and not just for me, but for generations to come.
Yeah.
That is some deep shit. Like I have a job to do here. Like I have a job to do
But
here.
why do you think you have a job? Like, I feel the same way, but why do you feel that? What did you get? Like, why? Because there's
I was
tons of us
living
walking
the
around the planet and don't feel that same passion. So
yeah.
why?
I think it's because I think I paid close attention of the ripple effect. And the moment that I saw that I was able to impact one person, you know how it says that it only requires one raindrop? I've been a raindrop. and I have had raindrops in my life. And because of those raindrops, I've been able to flourish myself. So not only have I been in this side of the story, but I have been also able to impact other people's lives. And I think sometimes we play ourselves humble, like, oh no, but I don't do that. No, yes, you do, sister. You do impact somebody else's life. Um, I think the moment that I saw the amount of gratification that I felt from that, and I try to be very in tune with who I am at the core. I think you guys know that by now. So understanding that if I'm being gifted this is for a reason. And again, it will be a disservice for me not to utilize what I'm being gifted in this planet. Um, so that's why I want to be able to continue to multiply the feeling, right? The feeling that I get, but then the person gets. And it's this mutual synergistic relationship where we're both feeding from each other. Um, like I just had a call yesterday with this girl that I hire her like not necessarily like full time, neither part time, but more like contractor, like per jobs. And I asked her, and I was like, opportunities are opening in the company. Like, I want to know how you felt. Like, are you interested in working with us? And she was like, I just feel so inspired and creative when I get to work with you guys. And at that moment, I was being home. I was like, do you? I'm like, yes, you do. What we do is inspiring work. We're helping businesses, we're helping people. So, of course, you're going to feel inspired. So, it's also owning it, right? Like understanding that you do have an impact in people's life and you don't know who's watching, right? Like, you do not know. Um, and I don't know. I think we're delusional people. I'm very delusional. I think you are too by now. And I think we also take up upon this as something that's so ours, but I feel like there's a bigger reason for that. And as much as you try to shut it off, you just can't. You just can't.
I can't shut it off, and so this is interesting. I really can't. I can't shut it off. And when I get going, I feel it so deeply, so passionately that it's what drives me. It's what makes me who I am. Like people have the sayings about the 10,000 ancestors behind you. Like I feel those
I
10,000
feel the
ancestors.
people in my back. Like,
Yeah, like, and so something I want to point out something that it's just really, this is a heavy conversation for me in a very good light way.
yeah.
um how do you set your goals, because I want to ask you about something.
Yeah, so that is such a funny question because I have been really diving into the way that I want to go about my goals. And for a while, I'm very big into the vision board. Like I have had vision board since I was like 15, like always like putting my dreams and stuff like that. But I'm in a point in my life right now where I'm looking more as far as like, what do I want to do for this chapter of my life? Not the whole thing, because life is massive and in a blink of an eye you can lose everything. So I see my goals as, in this season of Valerie, what is it that I want to accomplish? And right now I'm in my CEO season, I'm in my healing self-growth era season, I'm in my workout season, I'm in my I want to make money and I want to be on stages and I want to speak more about my purpose season. But it might be that next, in another season, I'm onto a different chapter of my life. So goal setting for me is truly about understanding the season that you're in, establishing your goals based on the season that you're in, and going through those goals where you're at right now. Yes, I have like one day I want to teach at a college. I want to be a professor one day, but I'm not thinking about that right now because right now I'm in my CEO season.
Mhm.
I find that overwhelming to do it in another way. Um, and I think that you have more conviction when you think about it of like, this is where I'm at and this is where I get to see, instead of looking at like everything in your entire existence and then feeling disappointing about not accomplishing the things that you want.
Yeah, I just heard when you said this season of Valerie, I heard my voice over your intro going, in this season of Valerie.
Woo! Stay tuned for the next season. Who knows?
So, the reason why I ask you about your goals is because I'm reading this book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's
10x.
10x is easier than 2x.
I never
And
heard that.
so the concept of this book, it's by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. So the concept of this book is that you 10x your outcomes by thinking about the future. So what happens is a lot of us think about our past or our present, but it he asks you to pull your goals, your visions from your future, meaning that big thing you are wanting to
Yeah, big
accomplish,
AF vision. Mm-hmm.
right? Yes, big AF vision or BHAGs, big hairy audacious goals or whatever. So as you're speaking, something hit me that whoa, Valerie set a 10x goal and she
Mm.
might not have even realized it. And what that was is taking care of your mom. So sometimes, we want to get rich or wealthy or whatever to be able to do those things in the
Oh wow. I didn't
future.
think about that like that. Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm going to do it now. So by doing it and putting it into place now and working on it from the now, you are actually going to 10x yourself,
Wow.
your business. Everything is going to start moving rapidly around you because
Wow.
you brought that vision from the future into right now and you're like, nope, I'm doing it now.
Wow. I haven't thought about it like that. But it's truly like, what do I need to do to take care of my mom? Because in this
That's the
season of my
question he
life, I'm
says to
taking care of
ask.
my mom, and literally, I need to make more money. So how am I making my money, more money? By doing all of the strategies that I do, like meeting new people, putting myself out there. So that is crazy, and I think that I guess I am a 10x type of girl, but I'm leaving the season. But the season is preparing me for the 10x, which
Yeah.
is interesting, because I wasn't thinking like that.
Yeah, and so it just really resonates with me, and I think that's what kids do for a lot of people is like, "Oh my god, I'm having this kid. I better like you start moving faster, doing things versus in the book that's what he talks about is 2x goals, right? 2x goals have a lot more steps in them. And the reason why they have a lot more steps in them is because we are they have a lot more steps because they're typically like smaller, and
Mm.
so we're just trying to work to that 10%. Like if I can make if I can increase my revenue by 10%. But he's like, no, you strike me as someone who would say this, but like, no, bump that, we going for 100, like let's go for 80 to 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think goal setting is also, it's like, I once listened to the speaker, Michelle Polar. I think she's from Venezuela, and she said, when you think about that goal, will you feel happy if you were to accomplish it, but you cannot tell anyone or share it? Nobody cannot know, only you. And if we allow that to sink in, right? Like, you did it, that's it, but you cannot share it, post it, nothing, not even your family can know. Would that still make you feel fulfilled?
Mm,
And when she said that, I had a moment, and I really went back to my business, and I had to modify a couple of things, a lot of things actually. And Jelly and I always talk about it. Like, we have these conversations like every Friday. We meet and we strategize for next week. We talk about the business. Like, we do that every Friday. Like, I'm doing that right after here. But understanding that when you're setting up your goals, it needs to fulfill you. Yeah, right? Like me being able to help my mom. Yeah, mom, I'm doing it for you. I love you and stuff. But it just fulfills my whole existence. So I'm
yeah,
gonna do it. I'm gonna support my mom. I have to make more money for my mom so I can help her so she doesn't have to work because she deserves that. And I
yeah,
want her to retire early. So that, I think that's a really key component in goal setting, like making sure that you're doing it and it fulfills you. Because a lot of times, especially with social media, like I live in this space, we do things for other people. And it's easy because the likes, maybe the outfit looks good, X, Y, and Z. But no, if the heels are not comfortable, don't wear them.
mm,
Put on something comfortable. I'm that girl. I'm not going to. I gotta look cute. I'm gonna look cute with something comfortable. I don't need to put myself through punishment. I've been through enough punishment already. Like, no. So I would say like diving deep, and everything goes back to who you are. That's why raíces, it's everything. It's
Yeah.
who you are. You have all the answers.
Do you know it has taken me 40 years to say, I'm not wearing those heels? I don't care where we're going. I'm not doing it.
No,
And heels are just such a simple thing, but I'm not
no,
doing it.
no, and there are heels for people that have, like, I have an interesting feet, like interesting toes. Like, I'm buying the comfortable ones, because I think as women, and especially women of color, we put ourselves through so much just because the same way that we're entitled to take up space, we're entitled to the suffering, to the baggage, to saving the man, right? The man with all the traumas and like all these things. And it's like, I'm trying to make my life be soft to myself because I'm already hard enough with myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already like my hardest critic. So if
Yeah.
there's any buckets in my life that I can fill in with joy, ease, peace, love, and abundance, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take it for me.
How does your mom feel about all the things that you're doing?
All right. So my mom, at first, she thought I was crazy. Since high school, I think because remember, I moved with my mom for the first time in my life when I was a junior in high school.
Hmm.
That was the longest time period of us getting to know each other. And she thought I was crazy because I'm always doing too much. I think she still thinks I'm a little bit delusional and crazy because I'm in and out of the house. Like, we live together now. So like I'm always like outside and like meeting people and doing a lot. But I think I think I have been able to two things: be okay with sometimes not everyone understanding what I'm doing, and two, letting her in to my journey and my process. So there are times that I sit down with her and I show her my balance sheet, and I'm like, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm building a legacy. This is for the long term period. This is for my unborn children. Um, and I think now she respects me more because she sees that like I'm able to provide now for us through my business, and now she understands. But it's like my mom is a Taurus. My mom is a hard-headed woman. She's strong. She has had to go through a lot. So there were times that like I for sure she questioned everything I'm doing, and she's about the tough love. My mom is all about tough love, and I'm not. I'm not. So understanding and finding that healthy integration between like I'm doing me and you're doing you, and we can coexist in each other's world like that. Um,
Did you have entrepreneurs? I'm sorry, go ahead.
that she's still my biggest supporter. Like I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for this woman.
Yeah. Did you have entrepreneurs around you growing up in the DR?
So funny enough, in Dominican Republic, I didn't. But my oldest brother, I want to give him a special shout out. His name is Gabriel Montesino. He's like the father, like a father figure in my life. And that man has been such a blessing in my life because he is a business owner himself. Um,
Hmm.
my little brother also Brian, little he's 32, so he's older than me, but like we're still my little brother. He also is an entrepreneur. So I would say my siblings have been my biggest role models in the entrepreneurial world. I'll say they joke at times that they made a lot of mistakes, so I didn't have to make mistakes, right? I still did though. So, but definitely they're like the biggest inspiration behind my entrepreneurial journey. I owe a lot to them. In my neighborhood, when I was a kid, I used to paint nails, and I would charge 5 Dominican pesos, 10 Dominican pesos out on all of my neighborhood, to the point that I would have people coming to my grandparents' house, going to the second floor, like back and forth, back and forth. Um, I had also a t-shirt business. I was doing shirts my junior year of college. I created this company called Shirt Shack, and I would sell the shirt on campus, and with the money, I would give out scholarship to students. And I did that when I was a junior. So, and my brother Brian, my youngest brother, was the one that would do the print job for me. So, and then my brother, oldest brother, was my financial advisor. Is my financial advisor. So I think we're all about really supporting each other's dreams. My oldest brother is my biggest advocate for the business. I think he's a walking billboard of my business. So having all these people play a role in my life, and believing, right? Like saying like it's okay. Like, yeah, do it. Even if you're gonna fail, just go and do it.
Hmm.
It's so important. That one raindrop, you know.
Yeah. What's the biggest vision you have for yourself at this moment in this season, right? Things can change, but what is that big vision that you're just like, that's going to be me?
I This is such a powerful question, and thank you for asking that, because just by you asking that, you are planting a seed in my heart that I can actually achieve that vision, because you're already putting the thoughts in my head, right? I visualize myself as a multi-passion, multi-successful business owner. I think for a while I was trying to be one thing, like Raíces. I want Raíces to work. I want Raíces to work. But this year I realized that I am a successful CEO. And that means that Raíces is one vehicle for me being able to educate more and serve as a vessel for other people. It's also another vehicle.
Yeah.
So obviously with Raíces, I do visualize us having eventually a creative studio. I want to be able to have a creative space here where I can come in and I can, host conversations and truly like a hub of my Raíces, Jelly's Raíces, and what we have built together. Um, so obviously that one day I envision of having an accelerator program where Raíces can actually pour and inject into other businesses. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a college professor. There's just a lot of things. I want to do modeling this year, so I'm trying to like submit my headshots to agencies, to be in front of the camera. But I think overall, I want to be, and I am a successful business woman, and I have multiple avenues of business. Um, and I'm at the end of the day, I'm leading with my heart, because I don't ever want to lose sight of that as I am going through this journey. So I think there's a lot that Valerie wants to do. But in this season, obviously, Raíces is my main focus, and then building my personal brand, and truly putting myself more in these conversations where I can share more of my story, especially for more women that look like me.
Thank you for saying all of that. Not that you said you're crazy, but I just want to let you know you are not crazy. You can totally do all of that. You can totally achieve all of that. It has taken me 40 years to be comfortable with saying that I am all of that, because I think that for a time period when I was coming up as an entrepreneur, um, people would say there was this buzzword on the street that you just have to choose one thing. And I remember I kept trying to choose one thing, Valerie, for quite some time, and it just was never working out. And also, people didn't see me as one thing, because if they did, they would just call me for one thing. But because there were multiple talents, they would end up calling me for multiple things. Can you host this? Can you speak here? Do you want to do a radio show? Can you build a website for me? Can you do my social media? Can you help me with business strategy? Can you do all of these things? And you're in your mind trying to say, I need to just choose one thing.
Yeah.
But you don't need to choose one thing. And so, what inspired me to ask you that question is because I've never really known this before about another person, but I know you're going to achieve all of those things.
Oh,
I know it and feel it like I've never felt it or known it for anybody else. I have never seen. I think this is what people be trying to tell me when they be talking to me, Valerie. But I see it
I'm
in you and
like about to cry.
I'm like, oh yeah, girl, it's about to be on and popping. You going there? I'm not even worried about it. So I am gonna be sitting, building my own empire like a fly on the wall, eating my popcorn and drinking my tea,
Oh.
watching Valerie and Raíces Media build empires around the world. And I'm looking forward to it. I
I
am
know
looking
the
forward to
cancer
watching
in
it right now.
you. No, I think that means a lot. And I think that like even when I
Oh wait,
chose,
hold on, Valerie. We seem to be a little hold on, we seem to be a little frozen.
are we frozen now? It was a crying
Okay, go ahead now.
that even when I chose my major, I remember that I was walking to the office and I was going to choose economics because it's a major that allows you to, open doors. You have different avenues. And are we still frozen?
Um, it's just doing weird things. But your voice is still coming through. It's just that the camera seems to be a little fuzzy. Is it fuzzy on your side?
No, it looks good on my side.
Okay. So just keep working through. I don't want to ruin the moment.
No, I was just gonna say that like when I went to choose my major, as I was walking to the office, literally with a piece of paper that said economics. When I got there, I gave the lady the paper, and she like pull it, and I was like pulling, and I'm like, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "No, that's not what I want to do." And I sat down on campus, and it was cold, and I literally sat down, and I was like, "What classes and courses do I enjoy sitting on the most?" And what topics do I love talking about? And that's how I came down to international relations, like political science. So the moral of the story is that anything that you do at the end, it's gonna work out. It just needs to fulfill your heart and the deepest part of your soul. Um, and that's kind of how like that's the way that I sprinkle everything that I do. And I'm just excited, I think I'm doing things that I'm afraid of, and that's where the real growth happens. And for the first time, I feel like I am me like never before in my life. And it's kind of scary, but I'm okay with it because it's not meant to be linear. It's meant to be an infinity sign. So we're out here and we'll continue to be here and until I can. Um and I'm just gonna continue to embrace it all.
This has been so wonderful. I have truly enjoyed this conversation, and I'm looking forward to having space with you again. I'm sure that our paths are going to lead us back together in some way. I can feel it. Um, and I'm probably just going to get off of this podcast and just have a big cry, a big, happy, joyful cry. I
I
thank you
feel
so much for
so.
being here with me and with us today. And we just look forward to watching it. And my favorite thing you said today is that I am me like never before.
I am like never before. And I like her. I think she's
Yes.
cool. And I'm hugging her and I'm embracing her. So
You go, girl. Thank you so much.
thank you so much for having me, for being able to facilitate this space. And truly for being an inspiration, because of women like you, I wake up and I want to go hard and I want to do the thing. So I'm just so, so thankful. Bye, beautiful